Good morning. Yeah. Good morning, everybody.
Good morning.
Let me get my little bookie out here. Let me make sure everything is on. See my little light. Yeah, everything's on. All right. You know, when you ain't got a cameraman and a camera crew, you gotta like do this yourself,
Yes.
right? And there once was a time when I was like really focused on how to do things the right way to get that whole movie effect or cinematic look. Or I'm gonna tell you guys, like, not that it can't be done. It can be done, but you gotta have people that want to do it. And if you don't got it, then you're gonna have to settle in, and y'all gonna get all of this.
Yeah.
Meaning it's gonna be what it is. I'm not doing no extra work.
Right.
Right now, you say, don't look at me like I'm lazy when I say I ain't doing no extra work. It means I'm not doing the extra work to just clean up a shop just to be quote unquote professional. I'm not doing that. I'm gonna just turn on the camera. Y'all gonna get it. This is raw. This is uncut. This is unrehearsed. It's just pure. You're getting pure understanding in the moment. So when we read it and I see it, I'm gonna show it, and then we continue.
Yes. And when they come to the school, they'll be part of the media program
Program,
and can learn from there.
right? So we left off, and the brothers have come down to Egypt,
Yes.
and now they are getting some food to take back home. And now the prophecy has come to Joseph, right? So it's another person's interpretation, and he is given a certain understanding from the law, from the teaching and the training that he has received. And so now he sees, okay, I'm in captivity. We all going into this captivity of Egypt together. So now he understands what the time is, and the same way he has interpreted the dream for the butler, he sees how it's applying to himself, his brothers, and that this famine is for this cause, and he's making his own preparations now. He's setting up, not just for this, not just for himself, he's setting up for his families to arrive at a later time. So now he's done that, and the famine is here. 7 years have passed. It's famine, and
Yes.
famine, right?
Yes. And we see that with the butler and the baker's dreams, it wasn't just for them, but it was for him
As
as
well.
well. Yeah.
So he saw, like, okay, this is going to take about this much time. This is going into effect. All right. Right? And, you know, yes, Joseph is wrong for trying to get out of prison early, right? But you have to understand what Joseph has seen and understood from Joseph's perspective as well, too, right? When you know that there's a problem coming, you really kind of want to like get to solving it ahead of time, right?
Right.
But you can only move in the time permitted, the time given you. So the Most High is slowing him down on purpose.
Yes. Yes.
And I talk about this,
Yes.
slowing him down on purpose. It's not that he cannot achieve, he do not have the understanding, but it must happen at the appointed time. So the Most High is slowing him down on purpose as well. Remember, the member is a shield. It's to protect him, right? And to protect him, it has to have him move in a certain time, in a certain way, in a certain manner, things have to be in position and place. So you say, what is he protecting them from? Well, if he ascend into Pharaoh's house to serve Pharaoh 2 years early, Asenath might not be ready. What? Yeah. What about Asenath? Right? This the daughter from Dinah and from Shechem, and the Most High now want to bring Dinah's offspring back into the family and give a blessing from what was taken, from what was damaged, right? So now he's marrying Asenath, you see? So the Most High don't let his seed just go out and wander out. He don't like that. You know what I'm saying? And just go out randomly. He find a way to bring it on,
Reel it in.
bring it on back around. So staying in prison keeps him because he's beautiful and he has a nice shape. So, bringing them in is going to, keeping them in prison is going to keep them out of the way, because you see these women, they don't want to keep their hands off him. And he have to maintain his integrity for the work that needs to be done, right? He has to maintain it. Which brings me to another point. Up until now, you guys, and that's the entire nation of you have not known. You've heard. And even right now, you're just hearing. You're not done it. You haven't had any experience, right? So after I've come in contact and I've begun to experience, then I've begun to walk and I begin to know something from experience, not from a book. I am responsible for keeping that and continuing to develop in it. So there's a development, and it comes from the experience. Now that I've had the experience and I know that I know, not that I know because I read. Reading a book, I can give you a book on thermodynamics and aerospace dynamics. You're not going to be able to fix an airplane without the experience, right? You're going to need somebody to kind of train you. You got to get familiar with handling tools, knowing which tool is the best tool, getting a feel for working in awkward situations, working safely, getting your productivity up. There's a lot of things that go into experience. So for me, I made sure I was going to revel in my time of training to gain full experience, getting experience in the court, getting the experience in handling judgments of execution, getting experience in the customs and traditions and practices, getting experience in home management, getting experience in cultural systems, getting the experience, meaning I'm not just looking at it, I'm copying it in my own home and I'm living it. Then I've also had the chance to take the experience of what it feels like to be an immigrant, right? Even though I was born in America, I know the customs and the cultures, and I know how to adapt. When I went back to America for a year, I didn't go back and adapt to America's customs and traditions. I continued to work and function in what I had lived for the past few years. So I dressed traditionally. I mean, I dressed regularly from time to time, but I did dress traditionally when I felt comfortable. And I kept the same customs and traditions in entertaining guests. And it was as if I was a foreigner in the country that I was born in.
Mm-hmm.
My ways were considered strange and awkward. However, they benefited me very well. So then when I came out, I hadn't lost a step. I could come back, step right back into the customs and traditions, and it was as if I never left. Because I didn't leave. I didn't go and, turn back into, a big dumb American. So we're talking about these having experience. So the entire nation, basically divination, if you look at it, you think about it, and it is the belief of because I read the book, it means I have the ability to change the environment around me. And all I did was read. I did nothing physically.
You have to do with it. You can't just
Right.
read it.
You have to go get the materials, get the tools, and you have to go through the steps practically. So if there's a kingdom, it has to be built practically. That means you're gonna have to go out and cut some stone. And if you don't know how to cut stone, you're gonna have to learn how to cut stone.
Yeah.
And if you need to learn how to cut stone, there's the whole process of being sustained because you have to live through the experience.
Right, right.
And you're going to need some support, which means you're going to have to build the support system so that you can do the thing that you're attempting to learn. So, that being said,
Yes, sir.
we're going to get back into this reading now, move forward.
One thing, brother, one thing I recognize by his reading thus far, what we read about Yosef, though Yosef was shown what he was shown in a dream as a kid concerning his family, then his brothers and them did what they did with him. And he got, wherever he was at, he worked. He never stopped working. And he did not work to fulfill his dream himself. He worked at the task of what was ahead of him, which was preparing him for what lied.
Right. So
ahead.
he's working with diligence. Instead of him
Yes.
working on being a ruler and a king, he's just, well, the law says he's working on his refinement of himself, of walking in the law and perfection.
Yeah.
So if I'm going to go out and do business and go to school and this, that, then I'm going to be excellent in that. I don't know how this works in the future, but I'm going to be the best I can in that. If I have to go out and now I'm working in the prison, well, maybe I can help here. I am an educated man. So while I'm here, I'm living here. Let me see what work I can get here and be the best at it. How can I increase it? How can I multiply it? And when you're not in the prison anymore, the same thing, it starts to keep,
Right.
it becomes practical, right? He was already familiar with being a master of the household. He had done it with Potiphar. He had done it in the prison. Now, when he gets to Pharaoh's house, okay, I've been groomed in this for some time, right? I'm used to giving out instructions. It's not barking orders. He knows how to work with people. He knows how to get them. He knows how to care for them. Remember, the dream comes about, and he's talking about their countenance from before.
Yeah.
Right? He has a genuine care for just their genuine well-being. He's not overextending himself. Okay? So all of this has culminated now into where he is.
Yes, sir.
And now he has to deal with his issues.
Yeah.
Okay?
Yeah.
He has to deal with his issues.
Yeah. And he's put in a position to not just look out for himself and those there in Mitzrayim, but it was all the nations surrounding Mitzrayim.
As
He
well.
was responsible of taking care, managing the land, not just Pharaoh's house.
Right.
Yeah, that was very intriguing to see as well, to be given that task, you know?
So let's take a look and let's.
We're at 42, code 42 and 9 of Bereshit is where we're starting.
Okay, so we're in chapter 42
Yes,
and verse 9.
yes.
All right.
And Yosef remembered the dream he had dreamed of them. And he said to them, "You are spies. To see the nakedness of the shame of the land are you come."
Okay, so let's let me unpack this saying.
Yeah.
Okay. That means you are here to undercover, right? To expose the secrets, the hidden places of the land. When you, if you were to take that saying that you just read and turn it into Arabic, if you say that to somebody, that's what they would understand. And this is what I mean by this is a Targum. It's a manuscript. And it being a manuscript, most people have a philosophical approach to manuscripts. They go from a language base. And you cannot go and say, well, I know what this letter is, and I know what this, how to pronounce this word, and I know that this word has this one definition. When you're dealing with the language, you actually have to go to the people of that language, and you have to gain their sayings and their applications and the dialect. There's a, there's a whole culture. There's a rhythm to it, right? Like black people speak English in America, and so do white people. Everybody understands the words. Most of the words, the majority are common. However, the phrasing and the style and the delivery and what those words entail is totally different.
The Ebonics to English.
Right.
Yeah.
There's people who actually talk about linguistics, you know what I'm saying?
Yes.
And there's I mean, and they're very good. They're so knowledgeable about linguistics and how black people have Africanized the English language. Inverting definitions, bad is good, you know. Oh, she bad, she's beautiful. Rather than it being just so kind of flat.
Yeah, cut and dry.
Right? And that's because of, wanting to have something from nothing. So this phrase that we're looking at, that's what that phrase means. But he's speaking now in the Shami dialect to them. Now, this is common in Egypt. They are neighboring countries. So learning and knowing each other's language and dialects and being able to communicate is common because sometimes their people come up here and sometimes your people go down there. There's always some type of business, some type of trade. There's communication. Abraham goes down into Egypt. It didn't say he went down to Egypt. He couldn't talk with them.
Right. It sure doesn't. He fit right in.
Right? He left and he goes down into Egypt and he can speak Egyptian Arabic. Why? Because the Shami dialect is another Arabic dialect.
Right.
Okay? Words change over time and it progresses, but the communication within the region is going to pretty much morph together, but they all have their styles. So continue.
And they answered him, No, my master, your servants are come to buy corn. We are all the sons of one man. We are true. Your servants are not spies. But he said to them, No, but to see the nakedness of the shame of the land are you come.
Okay, coming to be spies.
They answered, Your servants are 12 brothers, the sons of one man in the land of Canaan. And behold, the youngest is today with our father, and one went from us, and we know not what have been in his end.
So now they come and they says we're 12. There is the 10 you see here. There is the youngest, and there was another one who went from us, and we don't know where he is right now. So they start off and they're telling a truthful story.
Yes.
They're not lying. We're not spies. Listen, that's not the case. We're not spies. We ain't come to buy corn. I just we hungry. That's it.
And Yosef said to them, This is what I have spoken to you, saying, You are spies. By that word you shall be proved.
Okay, so now by what you have said, you're gonna have to now manifest proof. Okay?
By the life of Pharaoh, you shall not go hence unless your youngest brother be brought hither. Send one of you and bring your brother, but you shall be bound, and your words be proved if the truth is with you, and if not. By the life of Pharaoh, you are spies.
So now, as most people don't know, spies are hated, right? So and coming in and saying, "Oh, the spies and this, that, and the third, this will get you killed." Okay,
Yeah.
right? So he's now testing them, and he's telling them, "As Pharaoh lives, you spies, and I'm gonna get rid of you. I'll kill you if you don't come back with this truth." So now their lives are on the line. They have to manifest this truth. Okay?
And he kept them together in the house of confinement 3 days.
So now they in jail 3 days. Okay?
And Yosef said to them on the third day, This do, that you may live, for I fear Allah.
So he fears the Most High.
If you are true, let one of your brothers be bound in the house of your confinement, and go you, carry the corn that you may buy for the hunger of your house, and bring your youngest brother to me, that your words may be verified and you may not die. And they did so.
Okay, now let's look at this. After he gives them the accusation of spies, he puts them in prison, all of them, for 3 days. And then he goes back and he gives them the proposition again. and says, one of you go back. I'll even let you buy corn. But let's see if after you have bought corn and you go back, let's see if you come back with the proof to rescue the other brothers. Okay? So let's see now what he wants to do. Now, also, he knows he cannot leave his position to just go back home. He knows we have to stay in Egypt. So going back to the place of his birth is no longer an option. So this happens, and you all are going to have to accept this truth. Just because you were born in the place, you can't stay there. Okay? We'll be back right after this. All right, we back.
So, how he is doing this is not about a revenge. He is strategically positioning his brothers and them into safety.
Right. Now he's strategically positioning them, and he wants to confront them. But if you're going to confront them, you have to bring them all into judgment.
Right. Like going to the Beth Den.
Right.
Okay.
So now he wants to see where their judgment is. Your father had another son. I want to see him. This is his brother. Yeah, I haven't seen him. I wasn't there when he was born. I was in prison. I want to see him. I want to talk with my father. I want to see everybody. And I want to discuss with you this matter. I want to see
where you guys are.
what happened, because you turned against me when I was doing what was lawful and right. The whole time you had this evil eye against me when I was just doing what was lawful and right. Now I'm here in this elevated position, and I have to make a provision for you. But I want to deal with
issue at hand.
the issue of what I've gone through and the issue you've had with me.
Right. Wasn't just so much about them selling him, but their intent of heart.
Yeah, what's going on with you? Because now that you've done all of this, and I've come to this place, and now you here begging from me,
right,
and my work, and I've been elevated. Now you here begging me for a provision. All right, no problem. Go and show me now the proof of your repentance. Bring me this.
Yeah. You have to understand. I've been hearing this for past few days. Okay, I'm seeing it. Yes. Where is the proof
of your repentance? You're going to have it when you come. Should you come, there has to be proof of your repentance. The exchanging of money for land is a proof of repentance. You come, you don't have money, you're going to have something as proof of repentance. You have to put in your investment for the whole, not for yourself. You have to come out of a individualized mentality to come into tribal living, a tribal mentality. So instead of being individualistic, you have to be tribalistic.
Because he told them, carry the corn,
right,
that you may buy. So they had to buy. They had to pay some money.
So now let's see if you really came to buy. Buy.
Yes.
Okay. Buy. Make your initial investment into what I'm working, into what I'm doing, and let me see if you love this money. Because you loved money more than you loved me. So buy out. Okay, so we're going to get there.
And bring your youngest brother to me. Okay, that your words may be verified.
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 So they need a verification of their words. You need proof of what you are speaking. You're saying, I want to keep the law. I want to keep there's got to be proof. You're going to have to verify it. How else will we know? Continue.
And you may not die. And they did so. And they said, a man to his brother, in truth, we are guilty concerning our brother. When we saw the distress of his soul, when we entreated us, and we would not hearken to him, therefore have this affliction come upon us.
So now they said this to themselves, amongst themselves. In truth, we are guilty concerning our brother when we saw the distress of his soul. They saw the countenance of his face when they were speaking, how they were speaking to him and about him. They saw him when they put him in the pit that did have scorpions and stuff in it, scorpions and spiders, and then they saw his face when they sold him for sandals. You see? So let's take a look. They said when he entreated us, so when he came and he asked them and spoke with them earnestly. About what he saw, what he dreamt, how it's supposed to move, and they would not hear and do. See, it's a habit.
It's a habit.
They won't hear and do.
No.
Therefore has the affliction come upon them. So the same way they received this affliction going into the captivity, you will receive this affliction coming out. Because it's the only way to prove what I'm saying is true and that you were wrong. You see, because you're not entreating, you're not hearkening. Okay, I'm not saying it's every single individual, but the nation of you as a whole is not. The few that are, you'll see. I'm telling you, this is the reason why I'm reading now, right? I could slow down and get into something else and extend the time for you, but I'm not going to extend the time. I'm going to shorten it. I'm going to expedite it for your sakes.
Yeah, because what we're reading is meeting right where they are.
Right where you are.
It's meeting them. It's meeting you.
Continue.
And Reuben answered them and said, did I not tell you, saying, do not sin against the youth? But you would not listen to me. And thus, behold, his blood is required of us.
So now Reuben is requiting the law. Our brother is gone, probably dead, and now we're about to lose it all. We're about to die because of this.
But they knew not that Yusef heard the holy language. For Manasseh was interpreter between them.
So Manasseh speaks fluently in the Egyptian dialect. These people not uneducated. He speaks fluently in the Egyptian dialect. Right? So I told you this is a dialect, but we have what we call in the Shami dialect, right? The Bedouin dialect. What we talk, we talk this talk amongst ourselves. We call it in the street, the street language. It's amongst us. So we can talk to the Egyptian and we understand. We can talk to the Assyrian and we understand. We can talk to the Jordanian and we understand. However, amongst ourselves,
We have our own
there's
language.
another dialect, and this person does not know what we're talking about. So continue.
And he withdrew from them and wept, and returned and spake with them. And from them he took Shimeon, who had counseled them to kill him, and bound him before them.
So now he takes the one who came up with the bright idea, let's kill him. And now he's bound. Now they fearing for his life. So here we go.
And Yusef commanded his servant to fill their vehicles with corn, and to return each man's money in his sack, and to give them provisions for the way. And he did so for them. And they laid their corn upon their asses and went thence.
So now he gives them what they paid for. He gives them back the money that they paid with. So he accepts the fullness of the transaction, then tells them, give them this, what they paid for. Give them more and extra even on top for their journey, for this, because I've kept them 3 days. What is Joseph doing? There's a law here. There is the law he's exercising. He's making sure he's clean. He's accepted no usury. He didn't sell the corn to them for any profit. He gave it to them because they're hungry. So feed the hungry. I give you what you paid for, but I even give you money back. Now, I gave you corn on top. I gave you food for the way, because he's been afflicting them this whole time, but he's bringing them into judgment now. He's the prince. He's the king. The judgment is now in his hand. So he is afflicting them for the wrong they've done, each one in the way in which they wronged him. So he's practicing this lawful return without breaking the law himself. He's very delicate in his maneuverings. If he keeps the money, then he's guilty of usury. He can die.
Right, because this is his brothers.
Right. If he afflict his brothers in the wrong way, he can die. There's a retribution to come back. Okay? So his mastery over it, he's exercising. But he's been practicing in applications, the application of the law in Egypt. Continue reading. Watch this. It gets even better.
Lawi, 27, Lawi, who had been left without Simeon, his companion, opened his sack to give food to his ass at the place of lodging, and saw his money. Behold, it was in the mouth of his pannier.
So it was in the mouth of the donkey. Continue.
And he said to his brothers, my money is returned. Behold, it is in my pannier. And knowledge failed from their hearts. And each wondered with his brother, saying, what is this which Yahweh has done? And not for sin of ours.
So now they're confused. So when they say it's in the mouth, the pannier, right? In the mouth of the donkey, right? The pannier is actually the basket, right? So he takes the sack and he's getting ready to feed the donkey with the sack, right? Then he knows and he puts the rice and the stuff into the basket. He's dumping it out. The donkey is eating. He's dumping it out. And then he says, it's in the pannier. It's in the basket in the mouth of the donkey. I like this. This is a good story.
But look at this setup, because it was Shimon
Oh, yeah,
and Lawi that said together to kill him. And now who's the one that notices first the money? It's
It's Lawi.
Lawi. Wow. And they came to Jacob, their father, in the land of Canaan, and related to him all that had befallen them, saying, the man, the master of the land, spake with us harshly and treated us as spies of the country. But we said to him, we are faithful men, not spies. We are 12 brothers, sons of our father, of one. We know not what was his end. And the youngest is today with our father in the land of Canaan. And the man, the master of the land, said to us, by this I shall know that you are true. Leave me one of your brothers with me, and what is needed by the hunger of your house, take and go. And bring your youngest brother to me, and I shall know that you are not spies, but faithful. I will then restore your brother to you, and you shall transact business in the land. And it was as they emptied their baggages, behold, every man's bundle of money was in his baggage. And they and their father saw the bundles of money, and they were afraid on account of Shimeon, whom they had left there. And Jacob their father said to them, me have you bereaved. Of Yusef you said, an evil beast hath devoured him. Of Shimeon you have said, the king of the land hath bound him. And Benjamin you seek to take away? Upon me is the anguish of all of them.
So now you have to look at this situation, right? So let's look at Jacob's judgment. Now, now Jacob's judgment is, you lot said that a beast ate Joseph, and y'all came back here with new shoes. I came back with new shoes. Now you said the same lot. You said you did this, and now you said Simeon is in Egypt,
Confined.
and he in prison. He in prison, and you come back with the food that you were supposed to buy with this money. You come back with the food
And
the money, and now Simeon is gone. Did y'all steal this? And then he was captured? And you thought that this was better than doing what I asked you to do? I don't believe nothing y'all talking about. I'm sick of y'all. I'm sick of you.
And Reuben spake to his father, saying, slay my two sons with a curse, if I do not bring him to you. Give him into my hand, and I will restore him to you.
So now Reuben is like, listen, I'm the oldest.
Mm.
And let this be on my account. If I don't do this, just kill my sons. Okay? If I don't succeed in this, blot us out entirely. Because I'm already wrong.
Mm-hmm.
This needs to be my saving grace. This has to be the proof of
He's still trying to
of
fix
my
it.
repentance
Still trying to fix it.
with the situation with Billa that I confounded a bed. I'm trying to make this right. He got some integrity. I mean, he's trying.
Yes, he's trying. Yes, he
He's
is.
really fighting for redemption. So
Yes.
let's see what he said.
But he said, my son shall not go down with you, for his brother is dead, and he alone remains of his mother. And if death should befall him in the way that you go, you will bring down my age with mourning to the grave. But the famine was strong in the land. And it was when they had finished eating the corn they had bought from Mizraim, their father said to them, return and buy us a little corn.
So Simeon is sitting in prison until they ate all the corn that they brought back.
Wow, he was there for a minute.
They brought it back on carts and wagons and donkeys, and they brought back a good bunch of corn. They ate the corn. Jacob mind, Joseph dead, Simeon dead. Forget it, it's a wash. I gave birth to some rotten kids. Y'all the worst. We finished. Now you want to take Benjamin? Oh no. No. This is the only son I have left from the wife that I loved. The one that I was supposed to marry. Oh, you lot of horrible. You horrible rebels. So you look at this and you see now they waited. So this took
Some time.
some time. I mean, because if you see, here's how you find the measure, okay? You can either look for a scripture that tells you how much time it was in between, or you can look at this. When they went to plant the corn, because they're gonna take some, and they're gonna plant some, right? And they trying to get it to grow. They're putting it in the ground and it doesn't come up, right? The famine is strong. There's an east wind blowing, which when the wind blows from the east, the sand from the desert is coming. So it's not, the corn ain't coming up. So now you have this dry sand desert. You're not able to produce. So you could say he was in there a good couple of months,
Yeah.
right? Because they eating
Corn.
the corn while they waiting for this stuff to spring up from the earth.
Yeah.
So they're only going to wait because you're going to see corn come up, in a couple of weeks. It ain't coming up. They know the land. Once they see the corn not coming up, they go, well,
Gotta go buy some.
we got to go buy some more. Take the money that you didn't spend on it the last time, go down and buy some more corn. All right?
Excuse me. And Yeyada spake to him, saying, the man attested us, saying, you shall not see the sight of my face unless your youngest brother be with you. And no, if you will send our brother with us, We will go down and buy corn for you.
So now, here's the thing, right? So some time has passed, a couple of months, and he says, go buy some corn, right? Now they want to know, listen, this man is said to us that we cannot do nothing without this son coming. So now Jacob has to realize that this time they ain't telling the story.
Right.
Because what is he waiting for? The last time he's like, you didn't kill him. There's this woman. And for him. And then he fall for this one. Oh, we finished. We're all done. We all die if he fall to this woman. So he's also inquiring. He's looking for where's the lay of the instruction, which the law. Am I getting anything from the Most High? He's beseeching. Now the corn run out, and they come back. Listen, ain't nothing moved. We got to take this boy to go get this corn. Otherwise, we ain't getting nothing. You left Simeon in jail. We told you he got to come back with this. We'll be right back.
Well, my conversation last night. Yeah.
Yeah. So here we go. Now, they remind Jacob about, we still got to go down here with Benjamin.
Nothing's changed.
Ain't a damn thing changed. We ain't lying. We understand how you feel. And yeah, we messed up. But we tried. We tried. We trying to be upright now. It started. This all began when they ate abominable meat. Right? It starts there. There's one sin, eating abominable meat. They turned the evil eye against the brother who wanted to uphold the smallest of the laws. That's it.
Yeah.
Not just uphold the big stuff, the smallest stuff. I want to make nothing slide. This is what the Most High want. He want 100%. This is what I'm going to give him, 100%. This also why I'm hated. Right?
Yep.
Because each of you feel like you should be able to get away with something, because being the chosen of the Most High should come with a privilege. It doesn't. It comes with perfection, which you got to upkeep. So ain't no privileges. You don't get to slide on nothing.
And the other delusion, well, if I just confess it, I'm forgiven, it's over.
No.
It don't work that way.
No. It lingers.
Yes, it will.
So here they are now, and they are well aware. We haven't gotten anything from what we did to Joseph as of yet, but now there's famine, now there's this. We got a problem. We think this might be on account of what we did to Yusef. So we got to fix this somehow. And that's what we're getting. This is where we are. All right, so continue.
If you will send our brother with us, we will go down and buy corn for you. But if you will not send him, we will not go down. For the man told us, you shall not see the sight of my face unless your brother be with you. And Israel said, why did you do me evil in showing the man that you had yet a brother?
Why you go down here and you tell him all your business like this?
And they said, the man demanded to know about us and about our family, saying, Is your father yet living? Have you a brother? And we informed him according to the word of these things. Could we know that B would say
That he would
that
say.
he will say, bring your brother down? And Yeyada said to Israel his father, send the youth with me, that we may arise and go, and that we may live and not die, both we and you and our little ones. I will be surety.
Now, hold on, see, I want you to learn something.
Yes, sir.
They don't know nothing about this.
Yes, sir.
You see that word surety?
Yes.
Okay, let me show you what surety is.
It's a guarantee.
Is a person's responsibility for another person's performance and undertaking. For example, they're appearing in court or paying a debt. The rights of a wives, acts of sureties, money support in an undertaking, someone that will perform a duty, pay their debts, a guarantee.
Oh, we read that not too long ago about a guarantee.
Yeah, we didn't read about it. My teacher called. Remember, I told you you have to have for the land. You need guarantee.
I know it might be jumping ahead, but isn't it interesting that he spoke this then, and now Benjamin has been with Yehuda all this time?
I will be the guarantee. But they don't know about guarantee. See, they don't have surety. I have surety.
Yes, you do.
They don't have surety yet.
Yes.
My surety, my guarantee, my blood right, because I'm attached.
To F.
Right? I have this guarantee come down.
Yes.
Right? I'm attached to the house.
Yes.
You know, they don't understand this.
No, they think they just go up and do it.
Right.
Only way they could do it if you're removed, and you're not removed.
And so now we coming in. You need a surety coming in.
Yes.
I have surety, but they don't understand. I keep telling them. They want to keep their dollar. They trust the dollar. They don't know. The dollar might come today. It might not come. It might not come tomorrow, next week, next month. You have to get what we can. I mean, be strong, not to be afraid, not to be hasty.
Right.
Get what we can. Plan to come.
Yeah.
Surety. This is what I'm telling you.
Yeah.
They don't understand this yet, but we talk. When you get here, we'll discuss surety. I'll show you about how guarantees work.
And there's not just any Joe Smo. No, this is in the family.
Just not the. Listen,
because this
they can look.
Family,
They can,
brothers.
from birth, they can look at you and see if you have guarantee or not.
Yeah.
It's actually.
Yeah. Yeah.
You see?
Yeah, that's what managers say. You arrivia down this way. Mm-hmm. Yeah, you.
And they can look. They look.
Yeah.
This man have no surety. Mm-hmm. They look.
Yeah. This one? Surety.
No. He's a surety. He's a slave. Keep the mind straight. Go ahead.
For unless we had thus delayed, we should already have returned these 2 times. Wait, let me go back. I will be surety for him. Of my hand shall you require him. If I bring him not to you again and set him before you, the guilt is upon me before thee all days, you all days. Mm-hmm. For unless we had thus delayed, we should already have returned these 2 times.
So now let's look at the kingship and where he sits and why the kingship goes with Judah. So what Reuben offer?
To give both his sons for death.
Reuben offered his sons. This not acceptable. Most High does not accept innocent blood. Mm-hmm. What? There's a law.
That's right.
The sons cannot die for the sins
Sins
of
of
the
the
father,
father,
and the father cannot die for the
sins
sins of
of
the
the
son.
son. Mm-hmm.
So when Jacob heard this, Jacob hears a fool.
Right. Unlawful.
No, you know what? Something is wrong with you. You offer me innocent blood because you want to do this thing. I'm not moving on this. This don't even sound lawful.
Mm-hmm.
Judah comes in and says, I will be guaranteed.
Mm-hmm.
My victory, my success, even unto my own life, I will lay it down and do what is required.
The guilty for the guilty.
If it fails, I failed. It's on
Mm-hmm.
me. I put my life on
On
the
the
line.
line.
So you see where the idol come in? When you substitute the responsibility.
Guilty.
If
Mm.
I fail, I will lose something precious to me. No, 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 no. I failed. Nothing is lost of nobody's. It's on me. I will pay the price. Because if I fail and we lose a life, my life
Life
is
is
laid down.
well.
There is life for life.
Mm.
So let's see what happens now.
And Israel, their father, said to them, if it must be so, do this.
When he heard the lawful guarantee, he cannot deny the request.
Mm-hmm.
It is unlawful to deny it. If it be so, do it. Judah talks with the heart of a king. I will lead it. I will be responsible for the going and the coming. And if I fail, my life will be exhausted in this endeavor. Let's see how it works out.
Take of the praiseworthy things of the land,
Mm-hmm.
and put them in your vessels, and carry down the man a present. A little gum. Let me
Mm-hmm.
make this list. Gum and honey, little honey.
Mm-hmm.
These are the praiseworthy things.
Mm-hmm.
Wax.
That's from the bees as well.
And ladanum.
Mm-hmm. That's
Ladanum.
the gum resin.
Ooh, from the ladanum gum resin.
Mm-hmm.
You have to understand. There's instructions being said here, so I
So,
have to make
so
note
it's
of
the it's
it.
the it's the Arabic gum.
The Arabic gum. Okay, gum Arabic. Yes. Oh, the oil of nuts.
Mm-hmm.
Oil of nuts. And the oil of almonds.
Mm-hmm.
I
Mm-hmm.
thought almonds is a nut. That's not. It says oil of nuts and the oil of almonds.
Right, because the almond it come in as a fruit.
Almond is a fruit?
Yeah, it's green.
I see that was green. I just thought that was like the chilling
No,
over like the
no, you
walnut.
just eat the green. It's a whole fruit. You just eat it.
So the outer layer that we see of
We're
the
gonna get
nut, you
some
can eat?
almonds when we go outside today, okay? Get some
Okay.
of the green ones. We get a little bit, not too much. It's a small handful, just so you can have some almonds to taste. It's a fruit. You just eat it. It's not the
Wow. I did not know. See, that's the privilege of being part of House of Instruction. You learn a lot. Wow. And money too. Upon one taking your hand. So that's another praiseworthy.
and
Praiseworthy too.
these the good things and money.
Money.
Double for the one.
Money too.
Money two upon one.
One.
Meaning we're going to just buy one, but we're going to give him this and we'll pay double the price for the corn. And even
The money
that was returned in the mouth of your luggage. So now they're giving 3 times the amount. For the what? For the redemption of the brother.
That's why you bring your whole tithe to the sanctuary. The whole tithe, that's the 30%.
That's why I give all my money. Because it's the requirement. But I can't put my money where I want to. Giving it to you is a waste. You giving it to me will prosper you because I'm buying what you need for you to have a nation to come to. And you have to participate in it. Let me tell you, you know what the biggest failure in Jordan with all the Americans that came here? I'll tell you the biggest failure was. They all came, and they all came as Americans fleeing America, and then they became Americans in another country.
Yes. Yes. Yes, sir. Yes.
It's the biggest failure. But they do this everywhere.
Yes.
Okay? They don't know how to actually get back home. They
Right.
just know they don't want to be in this place no more.
They don't want to be destroyed.
I don't want to be in America no more. So I'll go to any country, and as long as I'm treated a little better than America, I'm satisfied with that. It's the biggest failure. And the problem is, everywhere else that they go and they form little groups and little communities and neighborhoods, it is overrun by the government, right? And they got some control. Some people have some control over certain little community things, but they have no judgment themselves. And it always falls apart and gets deterioratively worse because they have no king and no kingdom. If you're not going to do it the exact way, according to the customs and the traditions and the law, you are promised to be cursed, to not have no success. You are still eating the abominable meat. See how I did there?
Yes, sir.
You're still eating it.
Yes, they are.
You like it. You still want to eat from this. It says don't eat that, and you're still eating it. By doing it, you're eating the abominable meat. I can't go swimming with y'all. I know. Let's just continue.
And take Benjamin. Okay, take back in your hands. Perhaps it was done in error.
Okay, so pay for what we ate the last time. We're going to pay double for what we get this time and take all of this and the gift just to get one son back.
Now, well, I know you know this, but I'm gonna show you what I noticed something here.
They bringing tribute.
Here, yeah, they're bringing tribute, but there's famine in all the land. They got.
Right. They got. But they got. Hold on. There's famine in the land and they got something.
Yes, sir.
Right? All right. Don't worry. But you see, you know what? Famine and hardship is the only thing shake loose the money and the good stuff.
Yes.
So be it. I know how to shake from you. Don't worry. This is coming. You're going to be willing to just, whatever we got to get, take it all. Take it, man. I don't even need it. I know. I've seen it before. Don't worry. You will learn. Here we go.
And take Benjamin your brother, and arise, return to the man, and Allah the Almighty give you mercies before the man, that he may release to you your other brother, and Benjamin. And I, behold, I am now certified by the Holy Spirit that if I am bereaved of Yusef, I shall also be bereaved of Shimeon and of Benjamin.
So he knows. He's like, if I'm mourning, if I have to mourn of Yosef, I know now I'm not just losing Yosef. I'm going to lose Yosef, Shimeon,
And Benjamin.
and Benjamin, which is all that came of the house of Leah. I mean, of Rachel. I'm going to lose all of this.
The men took the present and the money, 2 for 1, in their hands. And they took Benjamin and went down to Mizraim and stood before Yusef. And Yosef saw Benjamin with them. And he said to Manasseh, whom he had made superintendent over his house. Over his house.
So let me tell you. So look, everybody else, watch this. I'm gonna tell you, watch this. So they left, and Manasseh was in the prison. So the Manasseh's in the prison. Now, Manasseh in the prison, and he does lawful things. He was down there for a minute, but
Simeon.
Simeon down there, and he's in the prison. He's doing lawful things. He's been in the prison for a minute. He treats Simeon the same way he was treated. Are you a man of good? This? Can you take care of this? Then take care of that. Now he's the superintendent. And Manasseh down here Simeon down here giving orders. Do this, make this like this. He's doing the same thing. So again, if this is the process going in,
That's the process coming out.
that's the process coming out. So the first ones to go down and accept to be with the person the Most High has appointed, everybody think he's going down to become slave and this. And you find out, oh yeah, I'm slave. I'm captain slave to you. I'm prince slave to you. Same thing. So for you that's coming out, right, I'm going to tell you, because when the others get here, it's not going to be what you think. They think they're going to come and find you. Oh, no. You're going to come back and yes, make sure that we have 1,000 bushels go over here for these people, and they sending us this. Make sure we move the herd from this field to that field tomorrow, because this field, we don't want it to get too run down. Move this here. Oh, hi, welcome. How are you? Have you come to join the congregation? You ready to bring tribute?
Ready to work?
And you coming in, you the one coming in. Oh, woe is me. Don't worry, I promise, watch. Here we go.
Bring the men into the house and unloose the house of slaughter, and take out the sinew that shrank, and prepare meat before them. For the man shall eat with me at the time of the noonday meal. And the man did.
Oh, wait, hold on. Wait. Back up.
Yes, sir. Had to move the sinew.
So they went down to Egypt and they saw Joseph. And Joseph saw Benjamin with them. Okay? And he said to Manasseh, whom he made superintendent over his house. See, it was Manasseh there. It was Manasseh.
Oh, well, when you was talking, it sounded like you were talking about Simeon.
No, yeah, I was saying it's because you said Simeon. Yeah. But it was Manasseh. I know I'm not crazy. I was like, yeah, because Simeon and Manasseh both stayed in the prison.
Oh, so Manasseh was in prison? Really?
So keep going.
Okay, I'm sorry. I apologize, sir. Okay, where was I? Uh, okay.
So he remember,
Oh,
Simeon, he put into prison,
yes.
but they let Manasseh stay.
Mm,
You gonna stay, you stay as the guest, you in the prison, and you go back. So now Manasseh is superintendent.
okay.
Continue. So now he's cutting out this. Hold on. You know what? I was talking about one part. I want you to pay attention to the part that they cut the sinew of the shank out,
Yeah,
the
that.
hip.
Yeah, because that's what happened with
Right. So
Yakub. So they
when it
can't
was
eat
ordered,
that.
then they keeping it, and when they prepare food, they making sure the food is prepared according to their traditional and custom, not the Egyptian way.
Ah, so even though Yosef is there, he's still keeping the customs and the
Tradition,
traditions. Mm,
especially over his food and his diet, which is why it was so different between their captivity and ours. You have to come here to get back to the diet.
right, because you really don't know it.
You don't know nothing. All right, continue.
The men feared when they were brought into Yosef's house and said, for the money that was returned in our sacks at the first are we brought in, that be may find occasion against us, and condemn us, and sell us for slaves, and take our asses.
Mm-hmm.
And they drew near the man who had been appointed intendant over Joseph's house, and spake with him at the gate of the house. And they said, we entreat you, my master. We indeed
We'll be
came
back.
down.
1 second. All right, we back. We back. So if we entreat you,
My master,
mm-hmm.
we indeed came down at first to buy corn. But it was when we had come to our place of lodging that we opened our sacks, and behold, the money of a man was in the mouth of his sack.
Mm-hmm.
But we have brought it back in our hand.
Mm-hmm.
And other money have we brought down in hand to buy corn. We know not who put the money in our sacks. Mm. And he said, salam to you, peace
So
to you.
salam
They
alaikum.
come. Be not afraid of my master. Your Allah and the Allah of your fathers gave you treasure in your sacks. Your money came to me, and he brought out Simeon to them. The man brought the men into Joseph's house and gave them water, and they washed their feet, and he gave them provender for their asses.
Mm-hmm.
And they made ready the present against the entrance of Joseph at the noonday feast. For they had heard from him that they were to eat bread there.
Mm-hmm.
And Joseph entered the house, and they offered to him the present which was in their hands for the house, and bowed before him upon the ground. And
So now they bowing before Joseph.
yeah,
Now they bowing,
like the sheaves.
just like the sheaves. Right? So now Joseph and his brothers coming in, he greets them with the traditions and the customs.
Mm-hmm.
He he took upon them no usury.
Mm-hmm.
He's greeting them, feeding they asses, they camels, everything they came with, sitting them down. He making a feast.
Mm-hmm.
Ours is on May 26th. It is
Mm-hmm.
you coming. Just want you to know we have one. available. And we will be doing it from time to time as people return, you know?
Yeah. So you see where the sheaves and about the corn, because what this whole ordeal was about them buying corn. Yeah. And then you see how they were honest with the intendant to say, look, before there be any questions, look, when we got back home, the money we used to buy the corn was in our bag. So here, we're returning it. They didn't go and spend it. They returned it.
They didn't get bags.
Yeah.
They didn't think the Most High blessed them either. They were concerned.
Yeah, because they know what it's like to take the money and go buy for themselves.
Yeah, they had done that already.
Yeah, they've done that already. They learned. And Yosef entered the house and they offered to him the presents. Okay, 27. And Yosef saluted them and said, is it well with your father, the old man of whom you told me? Is he still alive? They answered, it is well with your servant, our father. He is yet alive. And they bowed and made obeyance.
So if you don't know what obedience is, okay, pay attention to this word. It is probably one of the most important words in this book because
Obedience.
you don't find it too many times. Okay, you find it here now when the brothers come and they give obedience to Yosef. So now they are differential with respect to him, giving him
A gesture
of honesty, of honor. Okay? They're as a prince, as a king. They are bowing to him as he is a ruler over peoples. The next time you will find this word again, I'll just come out and tell you, is when Moses comes out with the children of Israel and he gives obedience to Jethro. To Jethro, his father-in-law, who taught him and raised him, showed him how to rule over peoples. He greets him as a king. He gives him a special position. So let's continue.
And he lifted up his eyes and saw Benjamin, his brother, the son of his mother, and said, is this your youngest brother of whom you told me? And he said, mercy from Allah be upon you, my son. And Yosef made haste, for his compassions were moved upon his brother. And he sought to weep. And he went into the chamber, the house of sleep, and wept there.
Okay, so he went to his bedroom.
And he washed his face from tears and came forth and hastened and said, set bread. And they set for him by himself, and for them by themselves, and for the mystery who ate with him by themselves. For it was not proper for the mystery to eat bread with the Yiyadi, because the animals which the mystery worship, the Yiyadi ate. The bull. The infamous Tammuz. Won't say the name.
Okay, continue.
And they sat around him, the greatest according to his majority, and the less according to his minority. Majority, minority. Sound interesting. For he had taken the silver cup in his hand, and sounding as if divining, he has set in order the sons of Leah on one side and the sons of Zilha on the other side, and the son of Bilhah on another side, and Benjamin, the son of Rahel, he ordered by the side of himself. And the men wondered each at the other.
So now here's something. So they didn't sit down by their order and ages and families of mother on their own.
He placed them there.
He took a silver cup and I want Reuben to sit here. And he went in order down the line. And now on this side I want, and this one, you, this youngest one, sit right here beside me.
And they think he's doing some kind of magic.
Look at, what is this? How he know how he put this like this? Okay, continue.
And he sent portions from his table. And they set them forth from him before them. But Benjamin's portion was larger than the portions of any of them. 5 portions. One was his own portion, 1 portion from himself, 1 from his wife, and 2 portions from his 2 sons. And they drank and were drunken with him. For from the day when they were separated from him, they had not drunk wine, neither he nor they until that day.
So from the time that Joseph goes into captivity, wine was forbidden.
Wow.
Right? Wine forbidden. How the wine get forbidden? They need to get their brother back. There's covenants, there's promises, there's everything else. Everybody now on Nasir vow. We do not take until we get our brother back.
Wow. They were on a Nasir. Wow. And he commanded Manasseh, whom he had appointed intendant of his house, saying, fill the men's sack with corn.
Hey, this is a different Manasseh. It's a different one. This is someone he's named Manasseh.
Oh, okay. As they can carry, and put each man's money in the mouth.
Hold on, wait. So, this is a different Manasseh. There's someone he's named Manasseh. Just want you to know. As I'm looking and I'm reading, and it's not the same. Because this Manasseh he's working, but it's not the brother Manasseh. There's a different one.
But Manasseh was
I thought it was the brother.
Was Joseph's son.
Oh, yes, that's right. That's right. It's the son. I'm bugging. Wait.
Yeah.
I'm going crazy.
Yeah, Manasseh is the son.
Manasseh is the son. So they don't know this is his son. And
yes.
I forget. Manasseh is the oldest.
Yeah.
You know, sometimes I be thinking Ephraim the oldest.
No, Manasseh's the oldest. Yes.
So now this is his son, and the son is looking at this whole thing.
Right. Because in Yasha, Manasseh was built and everything like
Never
the
mind.
brothers.
I got you.
Yes, sir.
I keep forgetting Yusef.
got the two sons.
Got two sons. But Joseph a tribe unto himself.
Himself, yes.
Right? The tribe of Joseph is actually two tribes. But when you divide the two tribes of Joseph,
Yes.
Lawi is eliminated and scattered.
Yes.
If
Yes.
Lawi is counted, you count Joseph and you don't count Ephraim and Manasseh.
Yes.
There's 12, and then when this is not counted, there's 12 still.
Yes. Yes,
Okay,
sir.
sorry. Let me. Whew.
It's okay, brother.
I got it. Let's go. We keep going.
Okay. And put my cup, the silver cup, in the mouth of the sack of the youngest, and his purchase money. And he did according to the word which Yusef had spoken.
Okay, so now Manasseh's setting up Benjamin to take the fall. You want to see what his brother's reaction is, right? So they put the cup and the money back from what they purchased. It's all back in one man's sack now.
Yes.
So continue.
The morning lightened, and the men were sent away, they and their asses. They had not gone far from city, when Yosef said to Manasseh, whom he had appointed the intendant of his house, arise, follow after the men, overtake them, and say to them, why have ye returned evil for good? Is it not that from which my master drinketh, and by which divining he divineth, that which you have done is evil? And he overtook him.
So he's playing the game now, right?
Yeah.
He says, with this cup, I can. So they said he divined with this cup. You have taken his idol and his knowledge. Oh. Wait, so where's this story from? What is Jacob playing with? He's playing with the father's story of. He's playing with the father's story of
Abraham,
of Laban, right? Because Rachel, she took the idol from him.
Yes.
So he's doing. Oh, you took this from me, and he's giving back because he remembers the stories.
Yeah.
And remembers that, and so he's giving them back the history again, but he's acting them out and he's afflicting them the way they were afflicted by Laban.
But at the same time, he's giving them signs
that he knows who they are.
That he knows who they are and who he is, and they still can't figure it out because why? It's not what they expect.
Right. It's not what they expect. It's not what they're looking for, something else.
Yeah, clean cut, because that's how they remembered him.
He was clean cut.
Yeah.
Now he's bearded.
Yeah.
We don't know, we don't know.
Yeah,
all right, well, no problem.
Yeah. And he overtook them and spake with them all these words. They said to him, why does my master speak words like these? Far be it from your servants to do such a thing. Behold, the money which we found in the mouth of our bags, we brought to you again from the land of Canaan. How then should we steal from your master's house vessels of silver or vessels of gold? With whomsoever of your servants it should be found, let him be guilty of death, and we also will be slaves of your master. And he said, according to your words, let it be.
Well, here we go.
Here we go again.
Now they are reciting Jacob's words from what? The reckoning with Laban.
With whomsoever it is found, he shall be my slave. but you shall be innocent.
So he says, okay, fine, let it be as you say. But here's the adjustment. Whoever is found, he shall be my slave, but you will be innocent. So you can go free. All right?
And they made haste and brought down each man his sack upon the ground, and every man opened his sack. And he searched, beginning with Reuben and ending with Benjamin. And the cup was found in Benjamin's sack. And they rent their clothes, but the strength of fortitude was given to them. And they laded every man his ass and returned to the city. And Yehoiada and his brethren entered into Yusef's house.
So they went to go tear their clothes, but they couldn't. Ah!
Wouldn't dare.
No, you're not going to rend your clothes. The Most High is cutting that out. Nope. Stop. No. And they got up and they have to now go back to the city.
He was yet there, and they fell before him on the ground. And Yusef said to them, "What deed is this that you have done? Could you not know that a man like me can divine?
Did you not know that a man like me can know the unknown? Oh, he bobo coming on the Honda. Oh, he's giving them what for? He is giving it to them. They looking at him, they all confused and befuddled. Oh no, he's just tormenting them.
Yeah, he is." And Yehoiada said to him, "What shall we say to my master concerning the former money? And what concerning the latter money? And how shall we be acquitted concerning the cup? From before Allah there is sin found upon your servants. Behold, we are my master's servants, and he in whose hand the chalice hath been found." But he said, "Far be it from me to do thus. The man in whose hand the chalice hath been found shall be my slave. But you go up in peace to your father." And Yehoiada came near to him and said, "In imploring my master, let your servant, I implore, speak a word in the hearing of my master, and let not your anger grow strong against your servant. For at the hour that we came to you, thou didst say to us, I fear before Yah, and now your judgments are rendered like the judgments of a prince of Pharaoh." My master asked his servant, saying, "Have you a father or a brother?" And we told my master, "We have an aged father and a son of his old age, a little one, whose brother is dead, and he only remained of his mother, and his father on the account loveth him. And you saith to your servants, Bring him down to me, and I will set my eyes on him for good. But we told my master, the youth cannot leave his father, for if he leave his father, he will die. Yet you saith to your servants, if you bring not your youngest brother down, you shall not again see my face. And it was when we went up to your servant, our father, we related to him my master's words. And our father said to us, return and buy us a little corn. But we told him, we cannot go down if our youngest brother be not with us when we go down, for we shall not be able to see the man's face unless our youngest brother be with us. And your servant, our father, said to us, you know that my wife bare me 2 sons. One went forth from me, and I said, surely he is dead, and I have not beheld him since. And you will now take this other from before me, and if death happens to him, you will bring down my age with mourning to the house of the grave. Therefore, your servant became surety for the youth with my father.
So now he says, listen, after I done told you everything that has happened, you guys now have heard the story and the recounting of Yusef 3 times. So now he's saying, okay, now because of all this, I gave myself for surety, for a guarantee for the youth, for my father, saying, if I restore him not to thee, let me be guilty before my father all the days.
And now let your servant remain, I beseech thee, as the slave of my master instead of the young man, and let the young man go up with his brothers. Wow, he really was willing to give his life for his brother, for his father's sake. Boy, they've come a long way.
Yeah.
Come a long way.
It's amazing what an ass whipping can do.
Yeah. For how can I go up to my father, and the younger man be not with us, lest I behold the evil that will strike my father through? And Yusef could not endure not to be able to weep on account of all who stood before him. And he said, let every man go out from me. And no one stood with him while Yosef made himself known to his brothers. Wow.
See, first things first. Put everybody out.
All the strangers gotta go.
We must take care of
Family business.
business. I was waiting for that moment. We'll be right back.
How's the battery, bro?
All right. It's our last 2 segments. So we got this one and we got one more after. So now you see, Yusef has to deal with the family business, the family issues. He has been going through his process of judgment with his brothers for months. And he sees now Judah is like the one who threw him in the ditch, is willing to risk his life to get his brother out of the prison and get his other brother, the youngest now, out of his hand, out of the hand of judgment. This is the mark of the kingship. So this is how you can tell the authentic from the fraudulent. As I stand here before you today, trying to get you out of the hand of judgment and out of the prison, right? I did the work and gave myself for a surety. You only need do what is necessary. So this is how it works. Nothing changes. Okay? We're going to continue because you need to know the rest of the story because it's wrapping up pretty quick. Told you it's not looking good for you. You know what I'm saying? Next week, you might be done. I'll be cutting this off and I can go back to studying Arabic and getting ready to get in the process of getting this land. I'll leave you with a closing message and statement and telling you to stay in contact and please go over these two playlists or whatever. But other than that, I will have kept my word before the Shavuot ended. Continue.
And he lifted up his voice with weeping.
Yep.
And the mystery heard, and a man of the house of Pharaoh heard. And Joseph said to his brothers, I am Yusef. Is my father yet alive? But his brothers could not answer him a word, for they were troubled before him. And Joseph said to his brothers, come near, I pray, and examine me. And they came near. And he said to them, I am Yusef, your brother, whom you sold into Mitzrayim. Now therefore, be not grieved, nor consider it a hard thing that you sold me hither. For Yah sent me hither before you to preserve you.
Yah sent me here first before you
To preserve you.
to preserve you. He wasn't worried about the title, it was about the preservation of his family, his tribe, his people. You see? So continue.
For these 2 years hath the famine been in the midst of the land. And there are yet 5 years in which there will be neither plowing nor harvest. But Yah sent before you to set you a remnant in the land and to preserve you by a great deliverance. And now it was not you who sent me hither, but it was from before Yah that the thing was occasioned.
So now understand this. He's telling you why. On the day it happened, he had spoken to the angel, and the angel told him, this now begin this time, you have to go this way. You see how that works?
Yeah.
It's kind of simple, ain't it?
Very simple.
All right.
Okay. That he might set me for a prince unto Pharaoh, a chief over his house, and a ruler in all the land of Mitzrayim.
Okay, see, so he's a chief, Rab. We learned this word in the reading.
Yes.
Over his house, and a ruler, sheikh, sultan, king in all the land of the west.
Rabbi Sheikh.
Now, you don't think in getting out it will be the same. You want it to be different. Are you crazy? Are you strange? Yeah, ask your sister. She be here, right? Everybody, they all be like, Jadua, this one is like King Abdallah. It's like king. This one here,
Sure does.
I could tell you, no, the way he's a moving.
Yeah. I've heard it with my own ears.
Don't worry, you the only one. I sit here just, you can't see past the Burger King. You gonna get this. I'm telling you. You think this over? Wait till we get to Exodus. Oh.
Make haste
Make haste.
and go up to my father.
And say to him.
And say to him, thus saith your son Yusef, Yea, Yah have set me for a chief over all the Mitzrayim. Come down to me, delay not. And thou shalt dwell in the land of Goshen, and be near me, you and your sons children, your sheep, your oxen, and all that you hast.
So all you have. So you see that? He tells the sons, go to your father, tell him, get here right now. I have this land prepared. When he start preparing Goshen?
When he got into this.
Soon as he was make this. All right, I'm gonna set a little provision aside for my fathers and them when they come. They coming straight here. It is prepared for them. I prepared it during the good years. So that they have a place to come. There's no way for you to get out without a preparation. If you had to get a preparation to go into it, right? They have to prepare for you to go into captivity. Right? So everybody has a question. When did slavery begin? The slavery began a long time before the boat got there. The boat had to get built. The ports had to be made on both sides. The entire organization has to be done and laid out and set and be in works before they move a grain of rice across the water. So before you got there, it was already in the works.
It sure was.
So now I'm telling you the same thing. It has taken me a long time to make this preparation. If you think it is not going down, you better go ask Young Jock. Because it's going down. Going down, going down, going down. I'm telling you. You better ask them. I'm telling you it's getting ready to go down. All right? So now he gives his father these instructions and tells his father, delay not.
And I will sustain you there, for there are yet 5 years of famine, lest you and the men of your house and all that you has be wasted away. So 5 years.
Now there's 5 years. Now there's 5 years left to that famine. I'm telling you.
Yes.
What's getting ready to happen is going to last 40. You think I'm playing? All right. I'm gonna let you play. I'm gonna let you go on and continue on thinking what you're thinking, doing what you're doing. I'm telling you, there's 40. Whoever don't make it here is dead, wasted away. Watch, continue.
And behold, your eyes see, and the eyes of my brother Benjamin, that my mouth speaketh with you in the language of the house of holiness. And you must show my father all the honor I have in Mitzrayim, and all my greatness which you see, and hasten my father hither. And he bowed himself upon his brother Benjamin's neck and wept, because it will be that the house of holiness should be builded in the portion of Benjamin, and be twice destroyed. And Benjamin wept upon Joseph's neck, because he saw that the tabernacle of Shiloh will be in the portion of Joseph and be destroyed. And he kissed all his brethren and wept over them, because he saw that the sons of his people would be brought into bondage. And afterward, his brethren discoursed with him. And a voice was heard in the royal house of Pharaoh saying, "The brothers of Yosef are come." And the thing was pleasing in the eyes of Pharaoh and in the eyes of his servants. And he said to Yosef, "Tell your brethren, do this. Lade your beasts and go, carry into the land of Canaan, and take your father and the men of your house and come to me, and I will give you the best of what is desirable in the land of Mizraim, and you shall eat the fat of the land."
I hope y'all getting this. I'm not trying to interrupt too much. I kind of want you guys to see it does read straight without me like interacting, intercepting, or highlighting. But you can see that it says that the temple will be destroyed twice, right? And then he saw that the tabernacle of Shiloh would be in the portion of Yosef and be destroyed. Now, most of you don't know about where's what, okay? The tabernacle of Shiloh, tabernacle of the Benjamin, right? So you have to understand everything you know of now is coming down because of what needs to be built. It's not going to be built on top of it. Okay? All this hubbub about what's going to happen and what's happening in Jerusalem, that's not going to be there. You don't know what's coming. I can tell you what's coming. You don't think it's going to survive a war, do you? Are you crazy? There's something else coming. So now that you know, we've seen the destructions of the two tabernacles and they haven't come back, right? There's yet another one. You haven't seen it yet because I haven't built it yet. And the one in Shiloh, it's sitting over there now. That's what it's doing. All right? It's coming to an end. It's winding up, right? The fat lady singing. She's hitting all the high notes. You know the song is about to be over. Continue.
"And your Yosef shall appoint for the honor of your father. Therefore tell your brethren, do this. Take with you from the land of Mizraim wagons drawn by oxen, in which to carry your children and your wives, and bring your father and come. And your eyes must not look wistfully on your utensils, for the best of what is desirable in all the land of Mizraim is yours."
So they went in knowing that they was getting ready to get the best of what they needed according to the law. This is why this captivity is not listed among the 4 great captivities. Because they were separated, they were whole, they were not scattered. Now I have to undo this thing yet again. To undo it, you have to start with unscattering, reculturalizing, re-educating. It must be real, it must be hands-on, it must be practical, and it must grow. Okay? Nobody's going to come by on a spaceship and zap you up. Nobody is going to just help you travel somewhere and it's going to be what you think it is. It's not that at all. Just want you to understand this. So, because I tell everybody, we are prepared and we must deal with the culture shock. You've been dressing how you want. Now you're going to have to dress according to an order. You can't say what you want. You can't dress how you want. There is an order. It's going to be different. You're going to lose the freedom to sin. That's the only freedom you were ever given.
Yep, that was your freedom.
I'm going to give you the freedom to prosper in the law, but you're going to lose your freedom to sin. Okay? So let's continue.
And the sons of Israel did so. And Yusef gave them wagons according to the word of Pharaoh, and he furnished them with provisions for the way.
Okay, so he gave them the wagons, the oxen, he gave them what they needed for all of them to move. Why? He had the power of the world in his hands. He's able to furnish it. Now the power of the world in your hands. And now you need to surrender it to redeem yourself. Right? So we read that Korach stole all the wealth from Yosef's tomb.
Yep.
And then it was lost. All right? But now you have to fix that. You, as a congregation, have to change that. You have to restore it back into the land. The wealth of the land and the wealth of its people is tied together. So when Joseph's in Egypt and now he's head, he have the power, he have the wealth. However, if your king does not have the power or the wealth, now it is on account of you. You have eaten it, you have given it to another.
And if I don't know if you guys noticed in reading, when the brothers came and Yosef revealed who he was, and now there is an organization here, the cry was heard by Pharaoh. And Pharaoh's heart was moved towards them because they're now together. They're not all dispersed, everybody doing their own thing. No, they're all now together. And now here's Pharaoh giving, here's a wagon, here's this, here's that. Go get your father, go bring your father back. Da 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 da. Because the rejoicing of them being back together.
But also, Pharaoh understands there is a great debt.
Yes.
For this man. This man has rendered me, my house, my kingdom, my nation salvation through his wisdom and his prudence and his hard work. If he wants to save his one little family, this is the least I can render, because the wealth came and the famine came. And we see now, if it's not turning off in 2 years, we know it's going to be the other 5. Give them space. If we lose Yosef, we lose our own salvation. If we lose Noah, we lose our own salvation. If we lose Moses, we would have lost our own salvation.
Yeah, and you don't see Joseph going to Pharaoh begging him.
No, here's another thing you don't see Joseph.
Anything.
Here's another thing you don't see Joseph doing. All right, I want you to understand something. You know, Pharaoh gave him everything up front. We got that, right?
Yeah.
Here's another thing. You don't see Joseph. You don't see him trying to torture or torment his
No.
brother. He's not being petty with them.
No, he's not.
He is testing them. Don't get me wrong, and he have every right to, because this what they did was this dangerous. He could have died,
Yeah.
but his intention in the trials, in the testing, is to purify them, purge them, and have for them to be ready to accept the provision in which he has prepared for them coming in lawfully.
Right.
I'm even setting you apart from the Egyptians so you don't mingle in. But I know that in future generations, this thing will happen. It will go from this, right, the setup and the provision and the building, there will be a degrading, and it will become a hard captivity. Now, after 400 years in this captivity, it has gone from a hard captivity, yokes of iron and metal and beating. Now it is a soft captivity, and we are able to come out.
Yeah.
And you have to decide on whether or not you want to. Okay? You still got to render the proof of your repentance.
Sure do.
You still got to give. You still got to work, but it is going in the reverse. Okay, so continue.
And to each of them he gave vestments and apparel. But to Benjamin he gave 300 shekels of silver and 5 vestments for apparel. And these presents he sent to his father, 10 asses laden with wine, and the good things of Mizraim, and 10 she-asses laden with corn and bread, and provisions for his father's journey. And he dismissed his brothers to go, and said to them, do not contend about my having been sold, lest you quarrel in passing along the way. And they went up from Mizraim and came to the land of Canaan unto Jacob their father.
So he told them, don't fight, don't argue about nothing, about me being sold or nothing. Just go home and come back. And they did that.
And they declared to him, saying, Yusef is yet alive and is ruler over all the land of Mizraim. But his heart was divided because he did not believe them. And they told him all the words of Yusef which he had spoken to them. And when he saw the wagons which Yusef had sent to bring him, the spirit of prophecy which had gone up from him at the time that Yusef was sold, returning, rested upon Jacob their father.
Now, what is the spirit of prophecy? The strength to do and follow the instructions. You see? He heard now from Yusef, and he was in the position he's not knowing what to do because he does not have everything to meet the qualifications anymore. So now he is confounded. But the instruction is with Joseph now. The spirit of prophecy is with Joseph now. He has to do what he is instructed to do. We'll be back right after this. Oh yeah, we good. All right, we back. Okay? So the spirit of prophecy was with Joseph. When Joseph sends all the stuff back and they tell him, and he now has everything that was prophesied to him and everything that was he needs to continue in the work that he's supposed to do, and he understands the instructions and he can now walk therein. Being bereaved of Joseph, he cannot move any further. He's stuck. We were promised 12 sons, and they're supposed to fulfill all these things, and one has perished, and I don't have the wife to give back another or another. What am I to do? I was told it would come from these women. It has not, I can't move anymore. Confounded, he's stuck. And now you see, once he finds out Joseph is alive, Joseph has blessed Benjamin abundantly. Everything that Joseph dreamed, the brother is bowing to him. He now
understands now.
This is what my son was talking about. What he saw was true, what he said was true, and what happened to him happened to save our lives now. Because the years of plenty did not just only come to Egypt.
Right. That's right. Came to all the land.
We connected.
Right.
It's a walking distance.
Right. It affected everyone around you.
It affected everyone. But you have to understand the provision when it comes, the wisdom to, and the magnitude that's needed, them themselves would not have had enough to sustain themselves and the people around them in conducting business. They cannot produce that much. You see, you understand what I'm saying?
Yes, sir.
So if they need millions of people to provide for multiple millions of people, they have that.
Yes.
If you have 70 people, they're not going to make enough to provide for multi-millions. Right? So that's why I said I know
It's only small.
it's only a small amount because the response is not the multi-millions necessary to prepare for the millions. Thereby, the millions who are wicked and evil will receive the justice that needs to be rendered unto them. They must receive their purging elsewhere. And only those who can hear and do, on which the spirit of prophecy is upon, will come and joyfully bring what is needed for the preservation of the ones who will come through the purge.
Yes.
Don't worry about it. I was talking to you. I forgot the camera was on. Go ahead, finish reading.
And Israel said, many benefits have Yah wrought for me.
So now he's going to take into account the benefits of obeying the instructions of the law and going through the process. What is it?
He delivered me from the hand of Saul and from the hand of Laban and from the hands of the Canaanites who pursued me. And many consolations have I seen.
Now, this consolations.
Yes, sir.
We have to understand the comfort after receiving a loss or disappointment. So when things went the wrong way and he took an L, the Most High came back at another time and gave him a consolation for the loss he received. You don't want to take the L. And so if you don't want the L, you don't want the consolation. Balak, we've already suffered in captivity. You suffered for your sin. Where is your act of repentance, of righteousness? Because saying I'm sorry ain't gonna cut it. It's not being accepted. Because it doesn't change your condition. Come, let me show you what repentance is. It's a simple act. We have the whole lifestyle change, but it's simple. Just changing your lifestyle. Your whole lifestyle, your customs, your traditions, and your laws. and changing who you are governed by.
Mm-hmm.
That's
it.
it. The building, everything happened almost, it will feel like osmosis, right? It feels like osmosis because you get the system right and you function within it with perfection, and people are going to continue to build because people like to build stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, continue.
Many consolations have I seen and have expected to see, but this I had not expected, that Yosef, my son, should yet be alive.
So he didn't expect Joseph to be alive. Okay, so what does he do?
I will go now and behold him before I die.
Mm-hmm.
And Israel journeyed with all that he had and came to Beersheba and offered sacrifices to Allah of his father Isaac. And Yahweh spake to Israel in a prophecy of the night and said, Jacob, and he said, behold me. And he said, I am Allah, the Allah of thy father. Fear not to go down into Mitzrayim on account of the servitude I have decreed with Ibrahim. For a great people will I make you there. That's the covenant unto Jacob. Jacob, Jacob covenant. It's a lot of covenants, people. I am he who is in my word will go down with you into Mitzrayim.
Into the west.
I will regard the affliction of your children, and my word shall bring you up from thence.
The instruction brings you out. There's an instruction.
And cause your children to come up.
And so it will not only, so you're talking about, it will bring you out. So this is the first time, and cause your children to come out. Welcome to Fetus, where the West, where they always like to tell you that Abraham was a Hebrew. This is a Nephilic word for the identification of Abraham's race.
No way to call you a nigga.
Right. So you hear this, and it says, and I will cause the instruction, will cause your children to come up.
It's talking 2 times in one.
2 times. So now I'm giving you the instruction to come up, and you can take option not to.
Yeah.
And don't worry, after a good ass whooping, everybody always want, nope, 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 I don't want that no more. I'll do it right this time. Okay, no problem.
Get it out your system.
Get it out.
Please get out. We do not want to waste land on cemeteries. So please get it out. But Yosef shall lay his hand upon your eyes. And Jacob arose from Beersheba, and the sons of Israel journeyed with Jacob their father, their little ones, and their wives, in the wagons which Pharaoh had sent to carry him. They took their possessions and the substance which they had gotten in the land of Canaan, and came into Mitzrayim, Jacob and all his sons with him. I don't see nothing coming out the sky taking them in there. They went themselves. They went themselves.
You walk down.
Yeah,
you walk out.
You got planes.
Come on. And watch this.
His sons and his sons' children with him, his daughters and the daughters of his sons, and all his seed came with him to Mitzrayim.
Into the west. All right. So that's it for today. I really hope you guys, really enjoy this, because it really will become a popular and a really profound teaching later.
Yeah.
When you in the storm.
Yeah.
But while you're in the storm, you will have a very challenging and difficult time getting here. So the only thing you'll have to do is to listen over and over and over and over and over again until you find your way out. You find your way back. I will put up progress so you can know where to meet us when we move. But just have to bear Sheva. You know what I'm saying? You won't miss us. It's impossible if you could even get there. So if you get this and the war has broken out, like I said it would, and America is destroyed and uninhabited, and you caravanning across Africa, you just understand, we are in Beer Diseba. It's called Tal Saba. You can go there and you'll be able to reach us from there. It's a great central location. That's my time for today. I'll see you all tomorrow, one step at a time, one day at a time.
One.